reasons why people come to him. So I'll be writing and drawing over here certain things. So if you cannot see, you might want to shift slightly. So this is a verse. I'll explain the meaning and then we'll try to recite it once. Chatur Vidha, 4 kinds. Bhajante Mam, they worship me. Chatur Vidha Bhajante Mam. Chatur Vidha Bhajante Mam. Janaha, Janaha is people. Sukrutino, these are good people. They have done some good deeds in the past. Arjuna, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. Jana Sukrutino Arjuna. Jana Sukrutino Arjuna. Arto, Artha is those who are distressed. Jigyansu, those who are curious. Artharthi, Artha is wealth, those who need wealth. Arto Jigyansu Artharthi. Arto Jigyansu Artharthi. Jnani, Jnani is the wise people. Cha, also Bharata. Krishna is called Arjuna here, first by the name Arjuna, then by Bharata, the one who comes in the dynasty of Bharata. Jnani cha Bharata Rishabha. So in this particular chapter of the Bhagavad-gita, this is chapter 7. The Bhagavad-gita has how many chapters? 18 chapters, excellent. How many verses? 700 verses. Now these chapters are said to be divided into 3 sections. Does anyone know the 3 sections of the Gita? Yes. First 6 chapters are about Karma Yoga. Middle 6 chapters are about Bhakti Yoga. And the last 6 chapters are about Dhyana Yoga. So ultimately, the point of the Gita is to enable everyone to rise to a higher consciousness. So, in one sense, if we consider Krishna is the ultimate purpose, the highest reality. So, in one sense, the first 6 chapters are about Karma Yoga to Dhyana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga leading to Krishna. The middle 6 chapters are about wherever you are, practice Bhakti Yoga and come to Krishna. The last 6 chapters are about, so this is not Dhyana Yoga, this is Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga culminating in Bhakti Yoga and ultimately attaining Krishna. So the idea is that Krishna, when he starts speaking, it is not that he's planning that I'm going to speak 18 chapters over here. No, it's an organic conversation. Arjuna asks some questions and Krishna gives some answers. And as the questions move forward, Krishna keeps elaborating various subjects. So now, in the 7th chapter, Krishna is building on the topic of bhakti. And in this particular section, 7:14 was a famous verse. Krishna says that this world is the place of Maya. And above him, it all is Krishna. So now we are right now in the world of Maya. This is if we surrender to Krishna. If we surrender, which is a limb of bhakti, then we will go toward Krishna. So now, if this is the pathway, say if somebody understands that I am sick, and this is the medicine that will cure me, then why would people not take the medicine? There could be various reasons. Some people may not realize I am sick. Some people with the sickness will go away automatically. So there are even when there is a medicine that cure that is available, if people don't take it, there will be various reasons for it. So in the subsequent section, from 7:15, okay, let me put it this way first. So from 15th to 24th verse, Krishna will talk about different kinds of people. If Krishna is the ultimate reality, then everyone is related with Krishna in different ways. So in the 15th verse, he talks about people who don't surrender. They go away from him. Then 16th to 19th, he will talk about those who do surrender. And how those who surrender evolve in their surrender. They come to him and they ultimately attain him. Then from 20 to 23, he talks about those who go to the Devatas. So, who the Devatas are and why people go to the Devatas, Krishna will talk about that. And then 24th verse, he will talk about those who go to the impersonal. That is the Brahman. Krishna is the highest personal reality. There is also impersonal reality. So in this way, Krishna is talking about different kinds of people who are at different levels. You could put this same in a different way. That on the positive side are those who come to Krishna. Those who go away from Krishna. So 16 to 19 are those who come to Krishna. 15th was those who go away from Krishna. And in between are those who go in different directions. Some go toward the Devatas, some goes toward the Brahma Jyoti. So in this way, Krishna is broadly describing the spectrum of humanity, how different people function. So today we will be focusing on this category of those who come to Krishna. Say, now this could in one sense be reflective of our own journey, our own cycle. All of you have come to the temple over here. Today Sunday evening, you could have gone for a movie, you could have gone for a party, you could have just stayed home and watched some TV. There are hundreds of things you could have done, you have come here. So, Krishna is saying, each one of you is a Sukritina. You are a pious person, a good person, you have done good deeds, that's why you have come here. So generally speaking, if we are here, if this is the world in front of us, or we could say, the world is around us, we are in the world. So most of the time, our vision stays caught in the world. I want a new house, I want a partner in my life, I want wealth, I want a job, I want this, I want that. Our vision is caught in the world. So while we are caught in the world, now there is God above the world. Of course, Krishna doesn't just exist above the world. Krishna exists everywhere. But Krishna, you can generally say, when we talk about God, He is up there. That's the general way we talk about it. So now, why would someone's vision shift upwards? So what happens is, there are mainly two reasons. Krishna talks about 4 categories, and we will talk about those 4 categories. But those categories fall broadly in 2 reasons. Say, let's depict this another way. I am here, and say the world is in front of me. The world is much bigger than me, but the world is in front of me. So there are 2 possibilities why, instead of looking at the world, somebody will start shifting their vision upward. So this is Krishna, who exists above. So the first possibility is that I am not good enough for the world. That means that, there's this competitive exam, I have to pass it, but I don't think I'm intelligent enough to pass it. I don't know whether I'll pass it. I want a good life partner, but I don't know whether I'll find one. I have a child, but the child is sick, the child is not getting well. So I don't know whether I can do anything to take care of the child. With whatever resource I have, I may have money, I may have a doctor, I may have this, I am not good enough for the world. So then we look for something beyond the world for help. The other is, the world is not good enough for me. That means that the world promises many things, but actually these things don't grant fulfillment. Now nobody can say I have got everything that the world offers, but to some extent we have got that. We may have a family, we may have children, we may have some amount of wealth, and these things, they don't really satisfy the heart. So I can go on the same path and seek more of the same thing, but it's after some time, the mind, we start to be, I've been there, I've done that. Is there something else? Is there something more? So the first three, if we consider this verse 7:16, the verse has 4 lines, so we can call that A, B, C, D. So the C, the first line, the third line, Arto Jigyansu Artharthi. These people have the idea that, oh, I am distressed, I have this problem, I can't solve this problem myself. Therefore, I will turn towards God. So we could, and the D is the Jnani. Jnani Chavardarshiva. The world is not good enough for you. So basically, it's that when we can consider, there are many different metaphors we could use for the world. But say somebody in a school, and say they're in a school, or say we are working in a company, and we find that everybody in this company is very good at work. Maybe I am not good enough for this company. Then what we'll do is, we'll see whether I can get some extra training. Maybe I need to join some coaching. Maybe I need to do some online courses. Then I can get more skills. So I am not good enough for this company. Then I have to get some resources so that I can become good enough. Or I'm working in this company, but there's not much challenging over there, a challenge over here, nothing stimulating. The people are not really very good. This is not good enough for me. Then we'll start looking elsewhere. So broadly, can we just shift that a little bit away? These are 2 reasons why we may turn away from the world toward God. Sorry. We have break from tourism. Sorry. Some honey you can put in this. Honey. So, sorry about that. Now, in general, we all want to improve ourselves, improve our life, and maybe to some extent improve the world around us. We humans naturally live on hope. We need food to live, but food is what we live with. It is not what we live for. It is a resource for living. But every day when we wake up, we need a reason for waking up. And one reason is that today can be better than yesterday. Not only today can be better than yesterday, but I can play a part in making today better than yesterday. And not only that, I can become better than what I was yesterday. So basically, we normally all want to go up. That is the hope. Hope that the world can, at least my world, I can make things better than my role in the world and myself. We all want this. Now we may not consciously articulate it, but say when somebody is depressed, depression is basically the ultimate loss of hope. That depression can have many different causes, but essentially when there is depression, what happens is one's hope becomes lesser than one's despair. There are many things which can cause us to become desperate. Sometimes people ask, why are so many people becoming depressed nowadays? But actually, that is not the question we should be asking. The question to ask is, why is everyone not depressed? And there are so many things going wrong everywhere in the world. There are so many things going wrong in everyone's life. If you sit down and talk with anyone, there is a tragedy in everyone's history. Everybody has had a tough life. So, why is everyone not depressed? That That is because hope springs eternal in the heart. And we have a hope that things may be bad right now, bad things may have happened to me in the past. But things can become better. So when we are facing the world in front of us, the world can be a depressing place. Sometimes we ourselves make mistakes, sometimes others whom we trust they make mistakes. Sometimes people mistreat us, sometimes people betray us. Sometimes natural calamities come upon us. And in that way, often we are thwarted in what we do. And that is why we feel the need for some help. So, see, we could go into these 4 categories of people and understand each with a historical example. But I'll focus here more on a principle. The principle is that there are times when we feel life is too tough. And all the problems that I'm facing in life, I can't face them. Or at least, I can't face them alone. And that is the time when we turn towards God. God, please help me. And Krishna says, those who come to Him for help in this way, they are good people. They are Sukriti. Now, when we come to Krishna, among these 2 people, I am not good enough for the world, and the world is not good enough for me. So there is a difference among these 2 in terms of their spiritual evolution, in terms of how they have understood their relationship with the world. So in the first stage, we feel that I need to become better. And that's true, we all need to become better. But we think, okay, when I become better, then I can get a better job, I can get more respect in society, maybe I can get more money. There are things in this world which are called as artha. Artha can mean value, wealth, meaning. अर्थ इस शब्द के अनेक अर्थ हैं। तो अर्थ का एक अर्थ है अर्थ। One meaning of artha is meaning itself. इसका अर्थ क्या है? Or we have Artha Mantri, the finance minister. Artha also means wealth. So Artha also, you can say value or wealth. Now there are many things which are of Artha for us. So for example, a small child, a toy may be an Artha. If the toy breaks, the child starts crying. Now when the child grows up, then understand that Artha is, there are many other things of Artha. So, for example, wealth might be one Artha. Because you understand, okay, wealth is important, but if for earning money, I have to go far away from my family and I just can't be with anybody whom I love or who loves me, then is it really worth it? We may decide that relationships is a greater Artha. That, like that, as we grow, our understanding of what is Artha evolves. But we all have, when I said earlier, hope. Hope is what takes us forward. The hope actually pushes us toward that which we consider is Artha. For somebody who is an avid cricket fan, their hope is that India will win the World Cup. And that's what, okay, what did India do in this match? What did India do in that match? How is this player performing? They're very avidly interested in that. So everybody has some conception of Artha. And we seek that. We all have certain things which we think of value. And we pursue that. Now, while pursuing that, gradually, as this ladder, because staircase you could say it moves upwards, we come to what is called the Paramartha. Paramartha is that which is of supreme value, supreme meaning. And that is Krishna. That is God. So, now, this is something which you may intellectually understand, but each person has to evolve toward that. So initially, when the world is the artha for us. So here, let's put it this way, that if you consider the spiritual journey, on this journey, for us, initially, the world is very big. And God is small. The world is very big means the world is the artha for us. I want fame, I want power, I want wealth, I want pleasure. And if we at all consider God, God is like the means. So God is the means and the world is the ends. That means I go to God to get something in the world, to fix something in the world. So this is the stage where I am not good enough for the world, oh God, you make me good enough. You help me to get these things. However, as a person grows spiritually, the world becomes smaller for them and God becomes bigger. This is the spiritually evolved person. And for them, it's not only the world becomes smaller and God becomes bigger, it's also the world becomes the means and God becomes the ends. So here, this is the stage where we have realized that God, Krishna is the Paramartha. So at this point, the person is still functioning in the world. It's not that they have to renounce the world, but they understand that whatever I get in the world, it is by the blessings of God and is meant to be used in the service of God. And when this consciousness comes, it is at this time that the person becomes steady in life. As long as we are thinking, I am not good enough for the world. Now that is also a good enough reason to come to God. Any reason we come to God is good. So, it's even two examples to illustrate this. Say if a child has got some issues with the parents, the child is gone away, and the child gets into some trouble. And gets into a lot of trouble, tries to fix the trouble and doesn't work. And finally the child comes back to the parents. Please help me. Now, what are the parents going to say? You forgot us all this time, it's only when you are in trouble now you are coming to us. No. The parents will say, when you were in so much trouble, why did it take so long for you to come to us? Why didn't you could have come much earlier? I would have been there to help you. So like that, for us, it is not the child has come back to the parents out of love for the parents. The child has come back because the child needs to fix some issues. But the parents are happy that the child has come back. So, this is the stage where Krishna is saying, Sukritina. The child could have decided, okay, maybe I'll rob a bank and get some money and solve this problem. But the child didn't do that. So, whenever we have trouble, we can do many things. But if somebody comes to God for help, that is like a child coming back to the parent. That is good. However, generally speaking here, what happens is the parent is the last alternative. And people say also, I tried everything, nothing worked. Oh God, you are my last resort. No, please help me. Now we may be saying in the sense of despair, please help me, I have no other help. But what does it mean? It's like sometimes you want to annoy someone. You say, no, okay, can you do this for me? You can say, okay, I'll think about it. Okay, you are my 17th option. I'll go to 76th. Let me. Oh, you mean there are 74 people before me you tried out? So it's not particularly flattering. Let's take another example to illustrate this. Say a boy proposes to a girl. Please marry me. And then the girl asks, why do you want to marry? It's because no other girl in town is ready to marry me. Now, that is not the most flattering of proposals. Now, if at that time the girl agrees to marry the boy, that shows the girl's love for the boy, not the boy's love for the girl. Isn't it? The boy has no option, that's why he is being with her. The girl may have options, but still she accepts being good. So like that, when God is our last alternative, nothing else is working, so I come to you. And Krishna accepts us. That shows Krishna's love for us, not our love for Krishna. Actually, that boy's love for the girl will be tested when he has options. And does he still stay with her at that time? Or does he use her and then throw her away? So like that, for us, when things in this world become good, okay, now I have a lot of trouble, God, please help me. Okay, we get help by God, but after that, okay, now things are fine, thank you, bye bye. If you do like that, then that is not very steady devotion. Let's start, since we can say some devotion is there, but that is not very steady. So many of us, when we come to Krishna, it is because we need Krishna's help. And that is good. Anyway we come. I'll talk about 3 stages in which the spiritual journey evolves. And then we will have question answers. So basically, first, the first stage is we need Krishna's help. And then, at this stage also, it is very good that we are coming to Krishna for help rather than anywhere else. However, from there, gradually we start realizing that what kind of help do I need? So, initially we may say, oh God, this person just doesn't listen to me. Please fix this person so that this person listens to me. So generally speaking, initially when we come to God to fix external things. This problem is there, that problem is there, please fix this. So, but as we grow, we start realizing, yeah, there are things outside to fix, but actually I need to be fixed myself. There are a lot of issues with me. And I need those issues to be fixed. So, somebody may come, oh, because I don't have money, oh God, please give me some blessings, please give me some money. And the people may worship, do some puja, do some vrata. And suppose they get that issue is fixed. But then tomorrow, after some time, some other need will come up. So, it takes some evolution to realize that I need internal fixing. No, it is maybe I have such greed, oh God, that no matter how much I have, I'm always unhappy. Now that, see, we may, for example, we may have this much and we want something this. So we may say to God, give me this. And say God gives us that. God fulfills that. But then afterwards we realize that it is an issue of the mindset. It's like we may have this much, but our vision just doesn't go here, our vision just goes here. And then our happiness depends not so much on what we have as on how much we appreciate what we have. If somebody may have $1 million and they're looking at somebody has $2 million, they'll never be satisfied. So we start realizing that yes, oh God, it's not just the external things that I need to be internally fixed. So this is a slightly evolved stage where we turn to God. Here also at this time we are not really interested in Krishna person, but we are interested in Krishna not just fixing things outside there, but Krishna fixing things inside. So for example, somebody might be an alcoholic and they may come, oh God, I lost all my money. I'll call, please, then let me win a lottery and I can get all the money back. Now suppose it happens that they win a lottery. What's going to happen? It most likely going to squander the money again, isn't it? Then as they grow, what happens is they will realize this alcoholism gone and that this is a big problem. Please help me to fix this. So this actually helps us connect with Krishna much more. We ourselves are becoming more evolved. We ourselves are understanding that actually internally I need to be fixed. In both of these cases, still it is I am not good enough for the world. They still both are at that level only. That in the world things are wrong, so you fix the things, or in me things are wrong, that's why I'm not able to get things in the world. So please help me to fix those things. When we evolve further, Krishna will talk about it in 7:19, and the last verse in the series. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam prapajyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So here a person realizes that actually Krishna is Krishna's greatest blessing. That what I need is not just that I get this much wealth or I get rid of the craving for wealth, but what I ultimately need is my heart to be enriched with Krishna's presence. That if I can have Krishna in my heart, then my heart will be enriched far more than by anything else in this world. So this is the stage where the person realizes the world is not good enough for me. That there may be many things in this world, but those won't satisfy my heart. See, generally we have many desires, and we think fulfillment of desire, I want wealth, I want to buy this expensive set of clothes, I want to buy this new phone. Fulfillment of desires will lead to fulfillment of heart. That when this desire is fulfilled, my heart will be fulfilled. But by repeated experience, after some time we start understanding, this just doesn't happen. Even if a desire is fulfilled, still the heart doesn't get fulfilled. The heart still stays empty. When we start understanding that this fulfillment of heart, it comes only by Krishna in the heart. And that is when Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So Krishna, if I get wealth, I will use it in your service. Now of course for surviving we need a certain amount of money, we need a certain amount of resources. But we are not chasing those resources as the primary purpose of our life. Yes, I need these things, but Krishna, I need you in my heart the most. And a person comes to this level, this is the level where a person finds happiness even while they are in this world, in this life. This is what happened. I'll take one story to illustrate this principle and we'll complete this now. This happened in the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva was a small 5-year-old boy, and he was grievously insulted by his stepmother. And his brother Uttara was sitting on his father's lap. The father was the king, and he wanted to sit on the other lap of the father. And his stepmother pushed him down. He said that if you want to sit on your father's lap, then you have to take birth from my womb. Only then you can sit. Now, small children are also quite perceptive. So he knew there was this woman, she's in our home only, she doesn't like me. So he was not really taken aback by her. He was taken aback, but not her action, it hurt him so much. But it was his father's silence that hurt him. See, the harshest words of our critics don't hurt us as much as the silence of our supporters. Critics, we expect that's what they're going to do. But those supporters, I thought you were on my side. I thought you had my back. But you stayed silent. So that's why his anger is not toward his stepmother. And it's not really toward his father also. It is more that you think I'm not worthy of sitting on this throne, and I will get a throne bigger than yours. And I will sit on that throne. So His mother told him, if that is your desire, the only person who can fulfill it is Lord Vishnu. And then he met Narad Muni. Narad Muni actually guided him to perform very severe bhakti, intense bhakti, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. And by that, finally, he did immense tapasya. So he was in the category of Arthi. Actually, these categories are not black and white. He was Artho. He was distressed. And as a relief from distress, he thought, if I get Artha, if I get kingdom, then I will be able to solve my problems. So, he sought him. And finally, the Lord appeared in front of him. And the Lord appeared in front of him. The Lord said, Dhruva, what do you want? And just beholding the beauty of the Lord, basking in the presence of the Lord, bathing in that extraordinary experience, he realized, he said that, my dear Lord, the kingdom that I was seeking is just like a broken piece of glass. You, O Lord, are like a rare jewel. It is you whom I seek. It is you who I want, my dear Lord. I do not want anything else. Swami Kutarthasmi Varam. So for him, his desire was fulfilled, but actually the Lord manifested. And he realized that this fulfills me much more than just getting this desire. So for all of us, when we practice bhakti, say when we come to temple, we are very agitated. And this thing went wrong, that person mistreated me, this happened, that happened. We come to the temple, we pray to God, please help me. We may do this, and sometimes our problem may also be solved. But over a period of time, we'll realize that when I come in the presence of Krishna, that gives me greater relief, that gives me greater enrichment than having this desire fulfilled and having this problem solved and having this issue fixed. So gradually, by the practice of bhakti, we get this realization. So this journey, we go up, this journey, from here to here, we go by the practice of bhakti yoga. So when we come to the satsang, when we hear about Krishna, when we experience Krishna, when we participate in kirtans, we ourselves do some japa, we do some sadhana, and by that we start realizing that actually being in the presence of Krishna gives me far more fulfillment than by having a particular desire fulfilled or not fulfilled. Now that doesn't mean the desire is not important for us, but it is not that the world becomes false. The world is real. The desire may still be important. My relationship with Krishna, my being in Krishna's presence, that is far, far more important. When we understand that, that is the time two things happen. That is, so when our relationship with Krishna becomes strong and the world becomes small for us. The world will always have ups and downs. But when the world becomes small for us, we become materially peaceful. Yes, sometimes I'll be honored, sometimes I'll be dishonored, sometimes business will be gained, sometimes there will be losses. We become materially peaceful, and our connection with Krishna makes us spiritually joyful. So we don't depend on the world for our happiness. Yes, I function in the world, I deal with the dualities of the world. But my source of happiness comes through my relationship with Krishna. And that is the stage where we all can come to. That spiritual joyfulness will be constantly staying with us. In fact, it will constantly increasing. Anandamudhi vardhanam. It keeps increasing. So I'll summarize what I discussed today. So we discussed from 1716 to 1719. So the journey of spiritual growth. How does one grow spiritually? So I talked about broadly 5 points. The first point was chapter 7 overview. How different people relate with Krishna. There's some people positively, they come to him, others go away from him. And those who worship Devata, those who worship Brahman, they go in different directions. So then we discussed about 2 reasons, broadly speaking, the world is here and Krishna is above. So instead of looking at the world, if somebody starts looking above, what are the two reasons? I am not good enough for the world, or the world is not good enough for me. So in this connection, that means, generally speaking, we are seeking things in this world. And when we don't get them, we turn towards God. So the first three categories, line C in this verse and line D in the verse, 716. So from this level, when we start off, so it's like in the initial spiritual journey, for us, the world is big, God is small, and God is a means to the world. But eventually what happens? The world becomes big, small, the God becomes big, and God becomes the ends, and we achieve that through the world. And how do we come to this? We come through a gradual evolution. First, I need Krishna to fix externals. Then I need Krishna to fix internals. And then I just need Krishna. Because Krishna is Krishna's greatest blessing. And when we come to this, it is at this stage we realize that fulfillment of heart, it doesn't come by fulfillment of desire, but it comes by the presence of Krishna in the heart. And this presence of Krishna, this manifests through the practice of Bhakti Yoga. So slowly by practicing Bhakti Yoga, we experience Krishna. Bhakti Pareshan Bhava. The regularly coming to satsang, regularly chanting Krishna's holy names, regularly praying to Him, participating in kirtans, that gives you the experience. Hey, this is so satisfying. This is what I want more. And that is the stage we can be materially peaceful and spiritually joyful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Yes, please.
I didn't get that Krishna needs Krishna's presence.
Sorry, Krishna needs?
Last point. Krishna to fix external things, Krishna to fix internal things.
So I said, okay, I don't have money, Krishna, people don't respect me, Krishna, please make sure that people respect me. That is change people outside. Change things outside. That's what we initially come to God for. But as we grow, we start understanding that actually I need to be fixed. Okay, I need to become more trustworthy. I need to become more responsible. Then people respect me. But then eventually I realize that actually it is Krishna now is Krishna's greatest blessing. So what I need is Krishna in my heart. I don't need anything else. Yes.
You mentioned that we are not that much hurt by when our critics criticize us or find fault with us, but those whom we trust, they find fault with us or they don't support us when we are challenged. So I want to ask, means generally all of us are human beings and we have this expectation that those whom we love, whom we are working for, they will help us when we are in maximum need. So expectation-wise, there is nothing wrong in that. So means how as a human being, our desire suddenly cannot go towards God. We need human relationships. So means it is natural to expect. So that means that level of trust when we put some invest in someone, that pain, how we get over that pain.
Good question. See, in any relationship, if you are doing something for someone, we expect something for the other person. So expectation in one sense is natural. But attachment to the expectation is there. That is what becomes a problem. So Krishna says in 12:15 the Bhagavad-gita, Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayah. See, one who is not disturbed by others and one who does not disturb others. So see, normally what happens in our life is we disturb others and others disturb us. So I have some feature that I don't like, that you may not like in me, and you have some feature that I don't like. And in that way we disturb others, we disturb each other. And that's how we create a disturbed world around us. But Krishna is saying, don't disturb and don't be disturbed. So how do we do this? It is, say for example, this for a specific context, we have some expectation from someone, and that expectation not fulfilled, we will naturally be disturbed. So in one sense, this is natural. But, so normally, like I said, in any relationship, there is some contribution from our side, and there is some expectation from the other side. I do something for you, and you do something for me. That's contribution and expectation. But sometimes this is you could say, a healthy relationship. But say if in a relationship, say I am doing a lot for the other person and the other person will hardly do anything for me, then I start thinking, what am I doing in this relationship? What is the point of being here? So now sometimes some relationships are responsibilities. We need to do whatever is expected, even that other person is not reciprocating. So we need to be able to see that I am not just doing this for this person, I am doing this for Krishna. Because this is by Krishna's arrangement that I am in this role right now. By Krishna's arrangement that this person will for me. So when we are trying to do our duty and serve, you see, I am not just serving this person, but I am serving Krishna through this person. And therefore, even if, see, we all can think of some people for whom we do a lot and they do very little for us. But if we are fair in our life, if we are honest, we all probably can think of in our lives there are some other people who did a lot for us and we did very little for them. So ultimately life balances out. So if we are just fixated on, okay, my relationship with you alone, you are not doing too much for me. Why should I be doing so much for you? In some cases, we do a little for the other, we get a very little from that person, but we get a lot from other persons. That's how we understand Krishna will reciprocate with us in the long run. So if we have a Krishna conscious vision, then we can actually sustain ourselves in that relationship. Now, of course, Krishna can directly also enrich our heart, directly also bless us. That's also a factor. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you spoke about how hope can bring us towards our arthas and how it can inspire us to strive our goals. But hope can also be disappointing or unrealistic at times. So is hope beneficial or harmful? Is it good or bad to hope?
If we don't have hope, we become hopeless. Isn't it? That's not a healthy state to be in. So, we could say that our hope needs to be guided and guarded by our intelligence. So, our hope needs to be guided and guarded. Hope is emotion basically. And emotions can be fickle. Emotions themselves can be unreliable. Yet emotions are an essential part of who we are. So, if we are hoping that someone will change for the better, and we have seen them for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they are not changing, then maybe we don't, if they change, that's wonderful, but we can't center our life on that hope. So basically, if that hope is not guided by intelligence, so hope that is not guarded by that is basically, it can lead us down folly. Somebody is no good at particular thing and they still keep doing the same thing again and again. One day I'll win in this. That's how it will happen. If somebody is, say, 4.5 feet tall and they say, I want to become a basketball player. Okay. It's unless they create a basketball special for dwarfs, that's not going to really happen, isn't it? So there are unrealistic hopes. So hope has to be guarded by intelligence. And then it needs to be guided. When it's guided, then that hope becomes a plan. It becomes a strategy. Then we can take some steps in that direction. So it's good to have hopes. Generally, recently, last year, I was here only for New Year in Bangalore. So after that, one devotee told me, my friend, he said, I have made 108 New Year resolutions. So I told him, that is not a New Year resolution, those are just a wish list. And nobody can work on 108 things. If it's a resolution, maybe 1, 2, 3, we can seriously work on it. So sometimes the hope is like a teenagerish hope, oh, I'll win the lottery and my whole life will change. No, it has to be guided. Okay, this is the hope, what are the next thing I can do? What is the plan I can do? And then it moves forward. So hope needs to be guided and guarded. Then it is positive. So, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad-gita ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. So, I request all the devotees to continue being